She definitely wasn't considered a 10K runner.
She was
Right.
she was a 1,500-meter runner, and that was her
Exactly.
debut. So debuting with the third fastest.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to start. And we've been hearing that she's in great shape, and we can also see what the purse is looking like at this point. And the women go to the line. And we're off here. This is the main event of the evening, the first of two.
We'll look for those pacers to get to the front and get them settled in.
So it looks like we're going to have Lucia Stafford out front first, the Bowerman Track Club teammate of Elise Cranny. She'll be pushing the pace. But
Everyone's kind of looking around, looking to get in line.
a big field here, and there's Stafford at the front. You can see Sekafia, the Canadian record holder, on the outside, and the Bowerman Track Club singlet. That's Taylor Werner, and then Elise Cranny immediately.
Clearly right to the front.
And the rest of the pack letting her go at this point.
And I was actually curious. I see Dom looking to close that gap because, you know, her PB is 31:19, but she just ran a 67-second half marathon, or 67-minute, excuse me, which comes out to like a 30:35, 30:40 equivalent for the 10K. So she's got to make that decision, and it looks like she's committing to that front pack.
So Dom Scott looking to get on the pace here. And 72 seconds for the first lap. So let's just get this out of the way from the start. The Molly Huddle's American record of 30:13 is 73-second 400-meter pace.
Right.
So out in 72.
Or even it's like 72 and change. It's probably under 73.
Okay.
Yeah.
So out in 72.
Right. Getting after it.
They've made their intentions known. Elise Cranny has tipped her hand.
Exactly.
And Dom Scott going with the pace. So that second pack, we're gonna have to do a good job switching back and forth here with the camera angles, because we definitely want to know what's going on back there. But the race up front appears to be against the clock, but Dom Scott doesn't want it to solely be that way.
Exactly. But I think that's a good move, because you got to commit one way or the other, and what does she have to lose? She might as well go for it.
And then the pack behind them, we'll see as things progress. But they could be licking their chops, too, and potentially claw their way up to take the victory.
Yeah, absolutely. If they keep them in kind of striking zone or keep them in their vision, anything can happen the second half of a 10K. But we're definitely going to have a huge pack back there that wants to get that 31:25 standard out of the way. So that second group is all going to be aiming for that tonight. We can see that massive pack of them.
So they're coming up to the first K right now. And about 3:01.
So right on pace, spot on.
3:01 through the first chapter there. And that's Lucia Stafford up front, followed by Taylor Werner of Puma Racing Team, and then Elise Cranny and Dom Scott. So Dom Scott, a South African, training with Team Boss.
And the South African record, I believe, is 30:52 or right around there. So she'll have some wiggle room here as well, even if she did fade a little that last, 2 to 3K. If she sticks with this pace, it gives her a really good shot at getting under 30:50.
So we've got the front four here. Lap 3 covered in 72.5, so 72s straight.
So spot on, right? They're spot on pace. And I'm seeing some splits. It looks like the second pack's trying to get settled in. They were a little quick at 74s and then 76 the third lap. So I think they're trying to find that steady 75 pace.
And Danny Shanahan leading that pack for Hoka NAZ Elite. And she has a couple teammates in there, Steph Bruce and Kellen Taylor, that are looking to get, I would say, as close, if not under 31 minutes as they can.
Exactly, because they do already have the world standard, but it's always nice to get it again, and then you have it for the following year. So you want to miss that opportunity when you're fit.
And here we are coming up to the 1,600 meters. Stafford at the front, pushing the pace, about 450. So that was another 72.5. Officially 449.9 for Stafford at the front, so 450.
So nice and steady, right on. Elise looks nice and comfortable. And Dom looks comfortable.
Okay. And we're going to cut to an interview with the Potts brothers right now.
All right, I'm here with Luke Boucher from Canada. You just ran 27.56, 1 year heat, first time breaking 28. How does it feel to win a race? Is always a great thing. So how does that just feel right now?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I think last year we had a bunch of time trials set up in Canada, so I won a few up there. But when you're racing yourself and a teammate, it's not quite the same as coming down here and racing a full field of guys.
Most definitely, and you had some names in there like Ben Blankenship, Willie Fink that are some milers, and you guys were bunched up for a little bit in that race. What were you thinking in those moments where you're like, oh, I need to break away right now? Do I need to stay and go with this kick? What were your thoughts at that moment?
I mean, I was thinking damn, this is a long way, and having those guys there for company, just I feel more calm. It would have been nice if we shared the work a little more the last half, but I mean, that's just the way it is. Sometimes somebody feels good, another person doesn't feel as good. So it was good to have those guys there, to the last little bit. But I was starting to sense it was getting close to 28, and I had to start pulling away a little bit.
Was sub 28 the goal for the day?
Yeah, I think that's I think I'm coming to the end of my career now, and I feel like there's a few boxes I still want to check, and under 28 was one of them. So that was definitely the goal today, but I didn't really know where the fitness is at. I started teaching this year. I'm now a high school PE teacher, so there's a little more going on in life than there has been in the past. So it was good to come out here and take that box, and hopefully we'll have some opportunities to run faster this this spring and summer.
Well, Luke, I'm sure your kids are in the best shape by what you did in that race. But thanks for the time. Congrats on the race. Back to you, Jeff.
Right on. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys. And we're back here. So we reached 2K while we were taking an interview, and 6:02.5, so right on pace.
Yeah, they've been really steady right at that 72 mid. So perfect pacing.
And then, 2,400 meters, 72.6, so 7:15 through 6 laps. And 72 mids this whole time here. Lucia Stafford still at the front. Then Taylor Werner. Taylor Werner looking good, I would say, behind Lucia. Oh, Taylor Werner steps off.
We spoke too soon,
soon.
She did look good, though.
Yes. Elise Cranny tighten it up now, right on her teammate. And then Dom Scott, too, not giving an inch at this point.
Yeah, I really think it would be great for both Cranny and Dom Scott if they end up pushing each other rather than it turning into a solo effort to go after that crazy fast time.
And here's the second pack here. So we have Danny Shanahan up there, and then Natasha Rogers there, and Carmela Cardama Baez, the rookie for the On Athletics Club. She was the NCAA champ last year. And Andrea Sekafian behind her, and Courtney Frericks, the silver medalist and American record holder in the steeplechase, making her 10K debut.
Exactly. So we have an incredibly strong pack all working together in that second group, and it looks like they're right on. They're running 75, so right around that 31:25 pace.
And Lucia Stafford here pushing as far as she could go as we come up to 3,000 meters.
Yeah, it looks like she was really trying to get him through 3K.
So 3K there, 9:04.
It's like a 3:02 third K.
Maybe 3:01.5. And now Elise Cranny, is at the front.
And she looks really comfortable right now.
She does. She looks
running
great.
that incredibly fast pace.
And we're going to try and give you back and forth views of the two races shaping up here. And Dom Scott trying to hold on to Elise Cranny, but Elise Cranny has her work cut out for her at this point.
She does. I'm curious to see this next lap split if she's picked it up or if she ran 72.15, so a little bit quicker on that lap. And Elise looks incredibly strong, but she has a long way to go, but she's looking great so far.
Yeah, so this is Elise Cranny made her intentions known from the beginning. We saw the splits from the very start, and now this is the race. This is what she came for. She's definitely wants to take the win here at the 10. She wants the American record as well.
Yeah, I think she wants to give it as good a shot as she can for that American record.
3,200 meters covered in 9:40. So she's been 450, 450
right.
for those laps, and now we're coming up on 3,600 right now, lap 9. And that was a 72.3. So, and now we can get a glimpse of this second pack. Natasha Rogers moving up, and Cardama Baez right by her. Courtney Frericks and Vanessa Frazier, the two Bowerman athletes, inching up onto Cardama Baez there.
Yeah, definitely trying to cover that move.
So Natasha Rogers, extremely strong at this point in time, 15:20 solo indoors for 5,000 meters. Everybody else went to BU that weekend to run a fast 5K,
right.
But she said, hey, you be you, I'm going to be me here in Chicago.
Exactly.
And I'm going to do this work.
And she's leading the charge of that second pack out here today.
So they're looking to hit that 31:25 mark. And everybody vying for position in that pack. So Danny Shanahan steps off. But you can see Emily Lipari there mid-pack as well in the Adidas kit.
Yeah, Emily running her first 10K. And Emily actually had meniscus surgery last spring and is about 7 months removed and back 100%, doing great. So she's running her first 10K out here tonight.
So up front, the pace, Elise Cranny has reached 4,000 meters in 12:04.55, so 72 flat for Elise Cranny for that K, and now she is solo. And Dom Scott reached 4,000 meters in 12:09, running a 64.9 for that lap. Elise Cranny still looking extremely good at this point.
She does, and we had talked a little bit earlier about how several of the past American records have been set in the Olympics in really competitive races where people are going back and forth, but Elise is just getting after it and really wants to get it on her own tonight.
So there's been talk amongst people close to the Bowerman Track Club too that they feel very confident in Elise's fitness at this point. And they've been up training in Flagstaff, and it seems like those camps that they go to are legendary, and they can burn you or they can build you.
Right, and I think they've been building Elise for sure.
She looks solid right now.
The 14:33 American record at BU had to obviously given her tons of confidence, and she almost looks even smoother here at 10K pace.
Yes, yeah, 14:33 for the indoor American record. Second place to her teammate in that race, Gabriella Stafford, who took the Canadian record. And she ran, so Elise's last lap there coming through 4,400 meters was 72.2. So she's holding on to these low 72s at this point.
She hasn't slipped at all yet. She's been like a metronome. It looks like the second group is still nice and steady at 75 low. And Elise just continues to push the pace down here. She last lap was 71.9, so she's really running phenomenal out there tonight.
71.9 through 4,800 meters. So she's coming up down this straight to 5,000, and that'll be halfway here at the 10.
If anything, she looks to be gaining momentum rather than losing it at all at this point.
And yeah, look at this time on the clock here. 5,000 meters covered in 15:04 for Elise Cranny. So, I mean, you do the math.
Yeah. So she's right now well under American record pace and looking strong.
Yeah, 30:08. She's banked 5 seconds at this point. And let's get a look at that second pack and see where they're coming through for 5,000 meters. And they've come through in low 15, so 15:06 for Natasha Rogers, Courtney Frericks.
Oh, I think that's 4,800. They're coming up right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
on the.
Yep, here we go.
Right around.
15:44. I apologize for getting ahead of myself here.
Everyone's just running so fast, it's confusing.
Yeah.
It looks like Courtney's starting to take control of the pack now.
Yeah, we're trying to get you as many angles of these races that are taking shape as possible here. Courtney Frericks, steeplechase extraordinaire up front, Natasha Rogers, and then we have Kardama Baez, Vanessa Frazier, and Sekafian, the Canadian record holder. She set the Canadian record down here last May at the track meet. And that record is 31:13.94.
It looks like Courtney led them through in a 74 the last lap.
So 74 there. So Elise Cranny now on the home stretch, coming up to 5,600 meters. And that was at 16:54 roughly, or 16:52. So there was another 72.2. So her last 3 laps were 71.9, 71.6, and then 72.3. Incredible effort up front.
Running, absolutely.
And her teammate Courtney Frericks pushes the second pack. So Bowerman Track Club at the front of that pack with Natasha Rogers of Hansons Brooks, and then you have Kellen Taylor and Steph Bruce of NAZ Elite there.
And also an update on Dom Scott. She wasn't able to keep up with Cranny, but she's still running 75s and 74s, which would still set her up for a really nice time out there tonight.
So Dom Scott in no man's land right now, running by herself. And we'll get a glimpse of what Elise Cranny is doing at the front, too, as she heads towards 6,000. So there's Dom Scott. That was a 2:59 for Elise Cranny.
Elise continues to push the pace down even faster.
So another 71.8, 18:04 through 6K. And here's Elise Cranny. All right, and we're gonna keep showing you the race, but we're gonna go to an interview with the 1,500 meter winner, Jordy Beamish.
We're coming away from that exhilarating 10K that Elise is putting on right now, possibly record-breaking, but I'm here with Jordy Beamish. Just put out that wild performance in the 15. It was reminding me 2019 indoors when you ran down Ollie Hoare to get that NCAA win. How does it feel to come out here and get a great win in this meet?
Yeah, no, that was fun getting out there with him. Full credit to him for, taking the pace there. I owe him a few beers, but yeah. Happy to turn it into a race, the last 100 or so meters. Disappointed, obviously, not to get the standard, but yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, and you still got World Indoors coming up in about 2 weeks, March 11th through the 12th. Running 3,000 meters. What are your expectations going into that race after just a big performance? And that has to be a lot of momentum going to the next one.
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of a good point to be at a couple of weeks out, stepping up to the 3K. Feeling pretty good, and I think with a couple of rounds, obviously there's some Africans that are running kind of, under 7:30. So, there's some pretty good guys in that field, but I think it'll be competitive with a couple of rounds with the heat 2 days earlier, and excited to be in a championship race again.
Yeah, we're definitely excited for it. I feel like you got to kind of experience that here with that little bit of that pace and getting that classic kick. But there's also a little bet on the line that people were talking about on Sirius Mag that Louis G made about cutting off the hair. You did get the V, but we didn't hear you accept the challenge or anything like that. Were there any conversations that you're having about cutting off your hair with Luis Grijalva before this?
I was texting him about it, but I didn't want to get into that. I don't know how good it'd look with a shaved head, so I didn't want to do that to him. That was all.
So will this ever happen? Will this bet ever happen, you think, or what are you saying?
Dude, let's see. I feel like he changed it yesterday to something per 1/10 of a second or something, an inch. But I don't know what he ran, so I don't know. I feel like he needs a haircut.
I appreciate you, Jordy. Great race today, and let's finish this. Let's watch this race with Elise, bro. She's killing it.
Yeah.
Back to you, Jeff.
Insane.
Okay, so thanks, guys. And since we've been gone, Elise Cranny has been clicking off 72s like clockwork. She hasn't gone above 72.3 in this race.
Yeah, it's really incredible. She doesn't seem to be hitting like that lull most people hit in some point in the second half of the 10K. She just keeps like a metronome crushing each lap, and it's just so steady and strong.
So here she is. She's entered the home straight here, and she's coming up to 7,200 meters. And previous 3 laps, 71.8, 72.2, 72.2. And she's just finished lap 18 and is now making her way around to lap the field. So that was a 72.8. So that has been her slowest lap of the race so far. But you could see her coming up on some extremely good runners here.
Exactly. She's running such an incredible performance that she's passing women who are most likely running some PBs and like really solid races for themselves.
And now she's in that zone too with under 3K to go. This is where she has to dig in.
I mean, this is where you would expect it to get really tough, but still so far she only, if we want to even say slipped, it's to a 72.8. She's just been so strong and consistent.
And looking incredibly strong, right?
I really feel like if she gets through just a few more laps, like when she gets a little closer to the finish, it's gonna be even easier for her to start crunching it down.
So that was 7,600 meters there. And she's coming up on Carmela Cardama Baez at this point. So 73.2. So
she's slowed it a little, but I really think if she can get through a few more laps, you'll see that kind of former miler in her kick in, and she'll be able to cut it down over the last 2 or 3.
So she's just passed Cardama Baez, the reigning NCAA champion, and she's coming up on Emma Bates,
a 2:24 marathoner.
And we're here for Elise Cranny tonight. You could see there, she's the most dangerous woman in the field at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made the Olympics at 5,000 meters last year. Did not make the 10,000 meter team.
Maybe she's going to prove a point tonight and go after that American record.
So here she is coming up to 8K.
It's such an incredibly fast 8K split.
8K, 24:08.
So she's slowed a little, but I still think she's going to be able to rally over the last K.
73.7. So, yeah, What is it? What is she thinking right now? Is she gathering herself at this point?
I mean, I feel like this is the part of the 10K, especially when you've been grinding it alone, where that fatigue and lactic really starts to set in. But I feel like when you see daylight when you get down to 2 or 3 laps to go. So I think she just has to get through this next 2 laps, and then she'll kind of sense the finish, and I bet we'll see her start cutting it back down.
Okay, so we're inside 2K to go now. Elise Cranny, a commanding lead on the field. Dom Scott went through 8K in 24:44, another incredible time.
And still well under 5-minute pace.
And she's been clicking off 76s and 75s.
Right, she stayed really steady for dropping off and kind of running on her own.
And the fans cheering on Elise right now as she's coming down the home stretch. So hitting 8,400 meters here at lap 21. Her previous 3 laps, 72.8, 73.2, and 73.7.
So she's maintaining the 73. She was 73.6 the last lap. So I don't feel like this is too bad. You're just bound to fatigue at some point, and I think she's going to be able to cut it down when she gets to a K to go.
And here you've got Natasha Rogers, Courtney Frericks, and Andrea Sekafian leading that second pack. Sekafian, the Canadian national record holder, 2-time Olympian, World Championships competitor for Canada, and winner of the track meet 10,000 last year. So look for her. She has a very good close.
See Emily Lipari hanging in there as well, looking to try to close the gap to that 3 in front of her.
Lipari, her 10K debut.
So really good. She has a really great one going for herself here.
Okay, so Natasha Rogers up there. Now Courtney Frericks in second. And you can see the fan poll again. Everybody still agrees that Elise Cranny
Yeah, exactly.
is gonna take this, but Lipari having a great race back there.
And I'm guessing Sekafian may be a little bit outside of having a shot at her national record, but it may be close if they pick it up over the last K.
So they've been running 75s and 76s as well, and have been about 22 seconds behind Dom Scott. And there's Elise Cranny here. Elise Cranny's previous lap, 74.8.
Let's see if she can bring it back here over the last couple laps.
So she's coming up to 9,200 meters. This is lap 23, so when she passes this, she'll have 800 meters to go. 2 laps, looking down at her legs, saying, legs, don't fail me now. Come on, we've come this far. We're on pace. 27.52.
I think she's going to be okay to get inside that 30:13.
Okay, 27.51. That last lap, 74.4. So she's dropped from 72s to 73s to 74s.
So she is going to need to pick it up a little. So I guess she will need a low to like around a 221 maybe for the last 800 to get that record.
And you can see those lights guiding her, and she's coming up on Steph Bruce now. But keep in mind, she's running 30:15 pace roughly. So anybody she's lapping right now
is still running really fast.
Yeah, is running right around that World Championship standard pace.
I mean, that's just what an incredible performance she's put on this evening.
So this is all Elise Cranny here. She's coming up with 500 meters to go.
And hopefully looking ahead to some of these other ladies will help her over the last lap.
And the legs are starting to look a little heavy here. Making a push, though. We'll see what this lap says. And she's coming up to the bell right now.
Yeah, she's going to need about a 66 over the last lap to get Molly's record, I believe.
Elise Cranny, that was a 75.4, so her slowest lap of the race, but she's all alone. Either way, this is a fantastic performance.
It's amazing. Yeah.
We can't downplay what this is and the kind of shot that Elise Cranny has taken here. You can see her coach, Pascal Daubert, there cheering her on. She's coming up with 200 meters to go, and she's giving it everything she has. Look at the high punching fists.
Exactly.
She's
probably looking at those lights, trying to catch them.
She's chasing those lights, trying to claw back. The fans are erupting right now. They know what's at stake. They know what's on the line. Pascal just ran a 22-second 200.
Exactly.
And she
is moving now.
She's rolling, legs churning, eyes on the clock.
It's going to be close.
What is she going to do here?
Oh,
let's take a shot at the line. Just outside. Just outside.
But, man, what a performance. It's so many laps on your own and just pushing the whole way. That's really incredible.
Elise Cranny takes the win. Let's get a look at the second pack while Elise Cranny gets back to her feet. Here we go. Now the race taking shape in the back. We've got Natasha Rogers back to the front and Andrea Sekafian with her.
Courtney closing strong as well.
So that's a race up front with Andrea Sekafian and Natasha Rogers. Let's get a look at that. They're coming down the home stretch right now, and Sekafian takes a big swing here. She's coming to the line. 31:13 was her previous best.
So just shy of her record, but still really strong performance.
A strong performance from Natasha Rogers as well. And now all the women coming across the line. So you just saw them pass the 31:25 World Championship standard. The results populating right now. 31 flat for Dom Scott in second place there. 31 flat.
That's a huge PB for Dom. I think a 19-second drop.
So unfortunately, we did not get to see much of that performance because we had Elise Cranny up front. But you can't take anything away from Dom Scott closing in 71-2 for that 31 flat. And 31:15 for Andrea Sekafian, 31:16 for Natasha Rogers. And 7 women under that.
And I see one of our Golden Coast ladies, Emily Lapari, just got the standard in 31:24.
So she was
in her first 10K.
Yeah, the former 1,500 meter
exactly.
runner.
So job done to Emily.
Beautiful. 7 women under the 31:25 mark, and now lots of congratulations to Elise Cranny taking a big swing tonight and becoming the second fastest American of all time.
Yeah, truly amazing run, doing so many laps on your own. That was incredible.
Molly Huddle's American record set in Rio in 2016. And here's the replay. Elise Cranny coming down the stretch, and you can say, everybody go, get there.
Yeah, she gave it everything she had. That was amazing.
So she closed after going from 72s, alternating between 71s to 73s to 74s to ultimately 75 on the penultimate lap, and then bringing it back.
All the way back to 67, yeah.
You said she needed a 66, and she almost
It was so close, I know.
Oh, man.
That's tough, but an amazing performance. And I was just so impressed that typical 10K fatigue didn't really hit her until lap 21 or 22. So she's just so strong. I mean, that was amazing.
And this, her third 10K ever on the track, and a 33-second PR tonight.
Yeah,